press event is delayed until 7:30 UTC. The press event will now start. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Welcome to the press event. My name is TRSDG and I will be your tour guide, or technically the tour guide and press conference guy here. I will be also be the commentator for the Rotemis-1 flight later that day. Today's flight is a very important milestone for the entire community of the NASA Rotemis program. In about 11 hours, the Rotemis-1 launch will occur from the launch pad behind me. This launch will test all systems that are going to be very important for the next flight of Rotemis-2 with astronauts flying to the moon and back. Although the Rotemis program, this launch will not be going with astronauts, we still are testing some capabilities to go to the moon. Here are the following flights that will occur and the milestones it will have. Right now, the Rotemis-1 launch will just go to the moon and back, will not land on the moon, will just fly around the moon and then go back to the Earth. This is just to test the capability of what the SOS rocket can do and what's going to be hard for the Rotemis program and what's going to be easy for the Rotemis program. So there are a few things we are still going to test today, because we have never tested that before, of course, because we cannot test only on the ground, and we have to test this too. The Rotemis-2 flight will do the same thing that Rotemis-1 will do, but then with astronauts, so they can see the moon from close up again for the first time. And then on the Rotemis-3 flight, it will be flying astronauts and landing on the moon. Now, this is all for the Rotemis program that is in effect now, and we hope that it will have a good time here. So yeah, that's basically Rotemis-1. So, about today's flight, the milestones, not only the milestones, but also the flight plans it will have for today. So let's get you through the things that will happen on the Rotemis-1 flight here today. This is going to be the pre-launch countdown checklist and all that stuff. So here we go. That is not what I want. Here, Rotemis-1 pre-launch timeline. So here it is. Here's what's occurring. So the press conference now. Let me get you through the launch schedule. I'm just taking a look at it. Okay, so the launch countdown actually begins at T-minus 2 hours before the launch. Then everything will go start and yes. And then at 1 hour and 50 minutes, the mission director announces the readiness for the weather and systems. And if they are a go, we're gonna proceed 5 minutes later with the chill down of LOX load and lines and then the engine chill will begin. and then 10 minutes later the Orion systems will power up. So the everything on the Orion console will start. And then at 1 hour 30 minutes the core stage fueling will begin. And that will go very slowly, and then it will go very fast, which is also to see here later. At 1 hour 20 minutes we have the upper stage fueling beginning, and then at 1 hour 10 minutes we have that what I just explained, switch to fast fill, top off, and replenish, which is basically just finishing the fueling. At 1 hour before the launch, we are checking the battery for if everything is completed, and the comms check will also happen. So, and if that is the case, telemetry green, then we are proceeding with the flight. So at 50 minutes before the launch, 50, the tracking systems are calibrated as it says here, and then we are just checking tracking systems here and see if that's okay. And then the FTS will arm at 45 minutes, and then the 40 minutes the chill down of everything and the engine conditioning, and that should display engines ready. 35 minutes before the launch, we see the Orion core and ICPS switch to internal power. This is just to make sure that everything is going as planned, and we are then switching it on for the readiness of the launch. And then at T-minus 30 minutes, the core stage APU start. At 25 minutes, the final launch team poll will occur, and then the pad will be cleared around T-minus 20 minutes and 15 minutes. And then we're gonna start actually to do everything here. So at T-minus 10 minutes, the terminal countdown will begin. Switch to onboard computers. This is actually the time that we cannot access the launch pad as well, as it will be very dangerous for us. At T-minus 30 seconds, the final tanks will be pressurized and stabilized, and at T-minus 10 seconds, the burn off igniters will fire. With 6 seconds, the RS-25 engines will start, and then at 0, the solid boosters ignite and lift off of Rotemis-1. So let's hope that goes well. Let's actually now give you a tour of the rocket that it's gonna send us to space. Now that we can do it, we will be doing that if I have it. I also have to pay attention to the schedule of the launch, because that's the most important, because I might be getting the time wrong of the launch, and no, I didn't. So 45 minutes, holy crap. When is the stream planned to start for the pre-launch operations? Yeah, 10 AM, so it is in 20 minutes. Okay, so enough time to give us a little tour of the launch pad here. So come with me as we're gonna explore that part of the launch. Then you can actually take a look at what's up there. So here it is. This is how it looks like. I hope you find it very beautiful. You have a little campfire, and we're now gonna actually take a look at everything around this launch pad. So let's take you through a tour of the Space Sailors game. If you don't know by now, this is the game. I'm using a separate font, so things might look a little bit weird. Let's actually take a full tour of this. So we're actually also going back to the where everything occurs. Here, actually, where the sun rises. Here are the planes. These are very useful. And we also have the weather balloons here, and these are going to be also needed for today's launch. So let's actually go to the Spaceport Plaza now, where everything happens for the viewers and the astronauts. So we're now arriving. We can also take a look at the beach here. This is also where the mission control is. I hope you got a good look at that. Let's go back so you can revert and see how everything looks like. The beach, and then the Spaceport Plaza. You're entering it. A beautiful sight to see. You can skydive here. You can talk to people. Well, it's not sunny yet, mate. So I hope you have a great time, but it's not sunny. That's all. That's all. Okay. Well, what? Hey, come back. What do you think about it? You have a loud launch. We haven't launched a rocket since forever. So here's the countdown clock. It's at T by the 0 because the countdown hasn't started yet. And then we have the rocket itself right over there. Let's actually now take a look here. So here, the spaceport. Is it called an eatery? Yes. Okay. So let's open the door and get inside just to get some. Here is an Among Us thing. Questioning why it's here. Very funny. So you can get drumstick, French fries, grilled burger, and water. And then here's the cashier desk. Can I please get out? Yes. And here are the chairs to sit if you want. And then the skydiving plaza. Here you have the scripts. These are all the scripts that you can have from him. Pulsar Nova, credit to him. Also for this game. You can even check the sun path, skydive, sunrise wide balancer, free fall, realistic jumping, realistic reentry flames. You could get everything. This is absolutely amazing. And then here you can skydive. Cam shake can be epileptic. So gosh, must have oxygen supply. Okay, so wearing UGC has a world specific multiplier bonus. Wow. Here are all the UGCs you could get. There it is. It's only 4 though, but still. And I personally have the Moonlander here, which was I think 55 Robux. You can also get the main script for the 3D atmosphere. This is pretty cool, and I use it in many games. So the Oxapats. Here you can. This is basically the suit up room for the astronauts, and nobody can get in here as we block this area right here. Here's the clock. What time it is? It's almost 45. Yep, it's real time. Massive change for space sailors. Well, I hope it comes fast. And here's it. The distance traveled, orbit completed. Very much. People are grinding this game. Let's now go to the coast. So, first thing you see when you go to the coast is something that's coming soon, so you cannot enter it yet. You have a little chair you can sit on, just relax. And let's go to the beach. This is beautiful. I think this is the most beautiful part of this game, or this map at least. You have a basketball court. You have some people there, You have some chairs there. You have boombox. You even have a dumbbell. You have a weight thing. It's crazy. And these are then the spots for the Coast Guard, but we don't need one, so this is our spot now. Alright, let's go to the boat. Well, we're not gonna go to the launch site yet. I'm just gonna show you the boats here. Pretty cool. And there's also another building that you can relax on. This is actually just the chill room for the astronauts. So there are 2 rooms, chill room for the astronauts. That's the spaceport eatery, and this I'm about to show you. And this is called the launch lounge. This is probably the main part we're going to be. Um, and this is actually pretty cool because you could actually choose the video ID of what you want to play. And you can even sit here, you can do whatever you want. It's absolutely great. So here's the launch. You can even see the launch from here, and I think you can even see the countdown till the launch from here. And you can even play audio, which is absolutely insane. Here's the entire building for you in one shot. It's very cool. It's very cool. Alright, the sun is slowly rising here. Let's actually go to the launch pad now and see everything there. Start the boat. Okay. We're now going to the launch pad. There it is, the rocket. And the boat will now be going away again. And there it is, the Rotemis-1 rocket. That's planned to fly in 10 hours and 37 minutes. Wow, this is awesome. Fully stationary on the pad. You can see it live on your screen. Let's now actually go up. Sorry if this goes very fast for you. Alright, we have arrived. This is these are the SRB engines. Oh, uh-oh. I immediately fell the first second. I apologize for that. Once again, these are the SRB engines here that will be flying for the launch today. So these are the SRB engines here. You can take a closer look at them, and then you have the 4 RS-25 engines. I don't think you can really see that. Let me just exposure by a lot. So now you can see it. These are the SRB engines. Beautiful. It's pretty. And then the 4 RS-25 engines, and then another SRB engine to the right. I think this is pretty cool. I don't know what you think, but this is actually pretty cool. Alright, let's now go up with the elevator. This is basically the path the astronauts will go, pretty much. So, welcome. And here you can also have the option to yeah, this is pretty useful. And then of course you have the rockets. This is, I think, the best part, the rocket itself, because you can. This is actually an awesome view because you can now see the entire rocket basically in a frame, in like one frame. You can see the entire rocket, or basically not really in one frame, because of course this part on the top, but you can see this view is just insane. It's incredible. I cannot believe how awesome this is. And then of course if you look down you can see the rest of the rocket. And if you're wondering what this arm is, let's actually take a look now. This is where the astronauts will walk up. They will stand in the line here until the officer or main person will stand there, and then they will call the first astronaut. They will do a suit check, so they will go around, around, and around, and then the hatch is open and they enter the rocket. This is how the inside of the rocket looks like. Of course, we're not going to fly in the rocket today, but that's just for reference. Look at that. Oh, that is just insane. Alright, let's go back down. Now we're seeing the rocket from the bottom again. Let's go up again, because I have to do some stuff. Please do not watch. Alright, let's go back down. Because you haven't seen anything. Okay, thank you. Alright, let's go back to where we were. I might have to reset for this. Should I just swim to the other side? This is gonna take a little bit, so if you have, no, we're not gonna do this, by the way. This is a waste of our time. Alright. Okay, I think that will be concluding our press conference here. Let's just go back to the main studio here, the mission control. Nobody really is here. I can add a few though. Alright. Of course they were rock. We have Jeff here as well. Look at that. No, get away. It's my press conference. Alright. It's getting what the like no. No, it's my no. Get off. Get off. Okay. Alright, that will, before it gets even busier, that will conclude the press conference here. I want to thank everyone for watching. Stay tuned for the pre-launch coverage in about 5 minutes time. This will last until T-minus 2 hours before the launch, so it's going to be a pretty long pre-launch coverage. So stay tuned for that. We want to thank you so much for joining us. We want to thank you so much for joining this press conference. We will be back in 5 minutes for the pre-launch coverage. Thank you very much before it gets even crazier. Thank you. Godverdomme, what the fuck is hij aan het